The Trump administration recently made an announcement declaring that taking acetaminophen while pregnant is linked to, and I quote, a very increased risk of autism in children. Acetaminophen is most commonly sold under the brand name Tylenol in the US. Physicians and scientists have been critical of this move, saying that it's jumping to conclusions, and I'll explain why. The White House posted multiple sources that show a correlation between taking acetaminophen while pregnant and neurodevelopmental disorders. The Boston Birth Cohort study even shows this in a dose-response fashion, meaning that the more exposed a fetus was to acetaminophen, the more likely it was that the child would develop ADHD and autism. So if this evidence is true and corroborated in multiple other studies, why is the Trump administration jumping the gun? Well, for starters, correlation doesn't equal causation. You very likely know that already, but what you might not know is that acetaminophen is the most commonly prescribed medication given to pregnant people, mainly because other over-the-counter pain relievers like ibuprofen can't be taken while pregnant. This leads to a lot of confounding variables in these studies. According to Yale School of Public Health's Dr. Zian Liu, untreated maternal fever or pain can cause issues with both pregnancy and a child's development, and thus recommends pregnant women consult their doctors and take low doses of acetaminophen when they need pain relief. Keep in mind, this is a scientist who has published papers that correlate acetaminophen use to an increased risk of developing ADHD, and even he thinks there needs to be stronger evidence before changing existing recommendations. There are also other studies that were done in Sweden and Japan that concluded that association between autism and acetaminophen use was very likely due to confounding variables. The Swedish study in particular looked at data from almost 2.5 million children and also did a sibling control analysis, basically looking at children born to the same mother with one child exposed to acetaminophen during pregnancy and the other not being exposed. The results of this found no association between using the pain reliever and children developing autism, further pushing away the idea that acetaminophen is what's causing these neurodevelopmental disorders. Of course, it's still important to not overuse any medication. Acetaminophen can cause liver damage if it's used too much, but it seems like the association with autism is more caused by the pain that the drug is treating, along with other minor factors like genetics. Researchers have long said that autism spectrum disorder is caused by a combination of genetic and environmental factors that aren't entirely known yet, which has led to the Trump administration slamming these researchers for not providing a simple cure for a complex condition. A condition that affects many who themselves have differing opinions on how to view and treat it, and often find the obsession with curing it to be dehumanizing, especially with how those with autism have been described by people like RFK Jr.